Hello friends, today we are going to explore Northern Ireland, a UK region known for its emerald landscapes and rugged coastlines. I will take you on a journey through its stunning natural wonders, showcasing the best of what this incredible region has to offer. Get ready to discover the unique charm and breathtaking scenery that makes Northern Ireland a must-visit destination.
So guys, this is the Dark Hedges, and the Dark Hedges became popular as a filming location of the Game of Thrones. And basically what it is, it's a road, and on both sides you can see beech trees. Some of these trees are 400 years old, but when you look carefully, there are missing trees on the left and right. There are a lot of gaps, so it doesn't look as dramatic as it used to look probably 10-15 years ago.
So what is the story of the Dark Hedges? Back in the late 1700s, this guy James Stewart built a big house for his wife, and he named it Grace Hill House. To make the driveway look fancy, they planted over 150 beech trees along it. Over time, those trees grew into this amazing, spooky-looking avenue that is still there today. And there is an interesting legend too. Apparently, a ghost called the Grey Lady haunts this place. Some say she is the spirit of James Stewart's daughter, and others say she is a maid who died mysteriously. People say she shows up around Halloween floating through the trees with other spirits from an old graveyard underneath the fields. Just across from here, you can see the Grey Hill House, the residence built by James Stewart. If you are into movies, you will probably recognize the Dark Hedges. They were used as the King's Road in Game of Thrones. Even though some of the trees were damaged by recent storms, it still looks pretty stunning. With that being said, I don't think it's the most jaw-dropping spot you'll see. The places we're going to explore next are, in my opinion, more breathtaking. Just keep in mind that in movies a lot of editing, lighting tricks and camera angles are used to make the locations look more dramatic than they might look in real life. Our next destination is the amazing Dunluce Castle. It was definitely the best part of my trip so far. The weather was a bit of a bummer with drizzle coming down the whole time, but it didn't stop us from being totally blown away by the place. Welcome to Dunluce Castle. Without over-exaggerating, this is my favorite castle in Ireland. It looks absolutely stunning, standing on a cliff overlooking the wild coastline and the Atlantic Ocean. It is considered to be the most iconic and historically significant castle in Ireland. It was built in the 1500s by a family called McKillen, and later on it was occupied by this family and another rival family. I think it was called MacDonald. But there is evidence that the first settlement over here was from the first millennium, and most of the ruins that you see over here date back to the 16th and 17th centuries. To be more accurate, Dunluce Castle was built in the 13th century by the second Earl of Ulster. During the 15th century, the castle was rebuilt and controlled by the MacMillan family, but they lost it to the MacDonald family, who came from Scotland in 1565. This change in ownership occurred after the MacDonalds defeated the MacMillans in the Battle of Orla, allowing them to take the castle by force. The location of the castle makes it really vulnerable to the weather. In fact, during the time the MacDonalds owned the castle, a brutal storm hit, causing a huge chunk of it to collapse. The kitchen actually fell into the sea, tragically resulting in loss of life. The castle underwent repairs, but despite these efforts, its condition continued to decline, and by the 18th century it was completely abandoned, surrendering to the forces of nature. The castle is one of the most photographed castles in Northern Ireland. Its architecture is a mix of 13th century Irish and 16th century Scottish styles. Its unique location makes it a popular spot for bird watching, with many species of seabirds calling the castle home. Dunluce Castle has been featured in several movies, including Game of Thrones, Your Highness, as well as other television shows. If you have some extra time, I highly recommend taking a walk down the path that leads to the coast. Not only will you get to enjoy the stunning views, but you can also explore a fascinating cave called the Mermaid's Cave, which is 25 meters below the castle. If you decide to take this walk, make sure to check the tide times first. It's not safe to do it when the tide is high, so plan your visit accordingly. A very short drive away from Dunluce Castle, there is another impressive site, and this is the giant Causeway. It boasts about 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, which were formed as a result of volcanic activity millions of years ago. The size of the columns was determined by the different temperatures at which the lava cooled, with faster cooling resulting in smaller columns and slower cooling producing larger ones. The size of the columns can vary greatly, with some reaching height of 12 meters and others being much smaller. This is Giant Causeway, the most interesting natural wonder in Northern Ireland, and this is probably the biggest tourist attraction for Northern Ireland. It is believed that this natural wonder is a result of volcanic activity
that happened 50 to 60 million years ago. And there are different legends about giant causeway. One of them is that a giant called Finn McCool built giant causeway to be able to go to Scotland and meet with another giant over there. So yeah, you will see these interesting stones. Some of them have 4 sides, 5 sides or 6 sides.
On a clear day, the views from the giant causeway are just stunning. You can actually spot Scotland on the other side of the water, which is pretty mind-blowing. I mean, can you imagine standing on the coast of Ireland and seeing the Scottish coastline on the horizon? It's definitely a memorable experience. The Giant's Causeway was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1986, recognizing its unique geological features and outstanding natural beauty. While I highly recommend taking a stroll along the coastline, you can also take a cliff walk to enjoy the breathtaking views of the ocean and the surrounding landscape. The cliff walk offers a unique perspective on the area with the wind in your hair and the sound of seagulls overhead. However, given my time constraint, I will opt to observe the cows grazing in the nearby pasture.
She's up. She's going way up.
That's all for now, but before we wrap up, let me leave you with a few final shots of the City Council in Belfast. I will be returning to Belfast in October to create a more detailed video about the city, including visits to the Titanic experience and a Black Cap tour. I've got some exciting videos lined up before then, and eventually I would love to share some more experiences from Northern Ireland.